Pure substances are composed of individual atoms or molecules, and others can consist of atoms or ions that are held together in fixed proportions, which are described by a formula. So the first example is water, which has a formula of H2O in the liquid state. So here we can see for every 2 hydrogen atoms in each molecule, we have 1 oxygen atom. And this does not change no matter how big the substance is. So in this second example we have table salt, which is sodium chloride in a solid state. So here we can see there's a 1-to-1 ratio between the sodium ions and the chlorine ions. And in this example, we have neon gas. So the gas consists of 1 atom, so that's a pure substance. And in this next example, we have ammonia in the gaseous state. So for every nitrogen atom in each molecule, we have 3 hydrogen atoms. And again, that doesn't change no matter how big the sample is. As we saw, for a pure substance such as water, which consists of H2O molecules in a liquid phase, then we had the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen atoms being 2-to-1. Well, the law of definite proportions extends this to the mass of the sample. So in other words, the ratio of the masses of the constituent elements in a pure sample of that compound is always the same. So in this case, 2 hydrogens have an average atomic mass of 2 atomic mass units, and 1 oxygen has an average atomic mass of 16 atomic mass units. And this is the same as grams per mole. So the smallest ratio here is 1-to-8. And suppose we're looking at a sample containing 1 mole of H2O. Well, in this case, for every 1 gram of hydrogen, we have 8 grams of oxygen. And this mass ratio holds no matter how big the sample is. The empirical formula is a chemical formula that lists the lowest ratio of atoms of the elements in a compound, where the ratio has whole numbers. So for example, we have the molecular formula for glucose. Then the empirical formula that gives us the smallest whole number ratio is CH2O. So basically the ratio here is for every carbon, we have 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Now this is useful if we analyze an unknown compound in a laboratory to find the percentages of the elements that it comprises, and then these percentages can be transformed into the mole ratio of the elements, and then that leads to the empirical formula of the compound. Acetic acid has the following molecular formula. Find the percentage composition of each element. Well, we can read the molar mass of each element from the periodic table. So we have 2 carbons, 4 hydrogens, and 2 oxygens in that molecule. So we'll just multiply by those numbers. And if we're summing those together, we obtain the molar mass of this molecule. And now we can obtain a percentage composition of each element by dividing the molar mass of each element by the molar mass of the molecule. So for carbon, and you can do similar calculations for hydrogen and oxygen to obtain the following results. And these should sum to 100%. A pure substance is composed of an unknown compound which contains the following percentages of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And we're asked to determine the empirical formula for the compound. So what we do is assume a convenient mass of the substance, and if we're multiplying by those percentages, we can determine the mass of each element in the compound. And now we need to convert these masses into a number of moles. So we know the molar masses of each element from the periodic table. So therefore the number of moles of carbon is equal to the mass of carbon over the molar mass of carbon. So the grams cancel and mole ends up in the numerator. And we can do the same calculation for hydrogen and oxygen. And therefore if we divide the number of moles by the smallest possible value, well, we get the following whole number ratio of carbon to hydrogen to oxygen. So therefore our empirical formula is CH2O. Acetic acid has the following molecular formula, and a compound has the same ratio of elements as acetic acid, and we're asked to determine the molecular formula for the compound if it has the following molar mass. Well, the empirical formula for acetic acid has the same ratio of elements, but the smallest whole number ratio. And using the periodic table, we can find the molar mass of CH2O as follows. And now we can divide the molar mass of our unknown compound by the molar mass of the compound given by this empirical formula. And therefore we can multiply each element in our empirical formula by 6, which maintains the ratio of elements. So this here is the molecular formula for glucose, which is our unknown compound.